Hi, guys. Please know that I'm thinking about you all, and I really hope that everybody's feeling a little bit better today. I would really love to talk about some of the questions that I may get in your comments. So I wanted to just address a couple of those today. And this one will start out with, what did I first notice with my healing? And what I can say about that is that because I was so very ill, that it was very small changes in a very slow way. And I would have to say that perhaps something that I noticed first was that my vision was getting a little bit better. I had such blurred vision as well as the sensitivity to light that I really at times had to wear sunglasses in the house because it was that intense. So I'd have to say that perhaps I noticed that my vision was becoming a little less blurry. And also, my symptoms were changing so quickly, and I had so many of them that it was really hard for me to keep up with uh, all of those changes that were going on in my body. But I'd have to say that perhaps it was my vision that was becoming a little, less cloudy. And because I also had, it was just horrible brain fog where it literally felt like a blanket was covering my brain. Like I had no short-term memory. If somebody told me something, I could forget it in the next minute. So I really had to, I really needed time for my body to start to show me changes. My sleep did not change for quite some time. That was uh, that took quite some time. So I can't jump immediately to it was my sleep started to feel much better. It wasn't like that at all. It was very slow um, over time. So I know this is a bit vague, but there were so many symptoms that had to move out of my body for me to really feel like I was making some type of progress. So everything was slow, and I couldn't trust it initially because it could quite possibly just come right back and be there the next day, even though I thought maybe it was actually leaving. But many times that wasn't the case. It would just return, or it would be replaced with another symptom. But I would have to say over time that all of the symptoms that I had, something would have to fall away and then not be replaced with something. Then I could really trust what was happening as far as a healing quality to this journey. So I hope that's helpful. I know it's not perfect about the answer that perhaps you're looking for, but I felt like the whole thing was actually a process, and it was not that reliable for quite some time because like I said, the symptoms that I may have had would be replaced with a new one. So I couldn't consider that a healing time. It was just being replaced by something else. And until that cycle started to lessen, then and only then I could see progress being made. And the other question was, how did I recognize, how did I know to use mindfulness as a healing strategy? I was introduced when I was about 22 years old to Wayne Dyer. He was around for years and years, as well as Louise Hay. So those two icons I remembered. And also I was introduced to great people besides them, like Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins, Eckhart Tolle, Mooji, Sadhguru, so many great people along my life journey, not just my health journey. And also my partner is a chiropractor, so we're always doing something to grow and learn and become more in ourselves. So with, being with someone also that loves this part of growing and learning, we're always tapping into something new for ourselves that can help us with our lives. So again, I learned how to meditate at a very early age, in my 20s. So that was really the introduction to becoming aware that the mind and the body, number one, are of course connected, but that what we think and feel on a daily basis affects our bodies. So I knew that for a long time. The thing is, my illness was also brewing for a very long time. So even if I knew all of these things to do and I implemented them, my illness was taking over my body and mind, so that all of these different things that I was using could not be really felt and held onto in my beingness, because the illness was already accelerating and starting to make me very distracted, very anxious, depressive moments, regardless of all of these tools that I had in my toolbox. So I think that's important to note, as well as I remember when I started the Dr. Lamb program, he had said to stay as positive and grateful as possible. And I knew why he said that, because I knew that our thoughts and feelings affect our bodies. So by him saying that, it definitely tapped into, I need to stay very conscientious and consistent and use all of these strategies that I've learned over the years and commit to them faithfully daily, so that it would get my body out of fight and flight. I had to get my body over into the parasympathetic nervous system because I was so stuck in my sympathetic fight and flight response that I just knew with what he said that I have to stay committed and I have to constantly, no matter what I feel, no matter what symptom I have, no matter what's going on, I need to get back to all good things going in. And I know I stress that constantly, but it's really true. You have to do that regardless of how you're feeling from one moment to the next. And that's why I really believe too in some type of meditation. I feel like that's huge because we have to try to get that body to calm, that mind and body to calm down and stay out of that fight and flight response because it is on overdrive. Like I've said before, like my partner would say, like, what does that feel like exactly? And I'd say, well, it would feel like somebody put the gas pedal on inside of my body and I cannot find the brake. And that's really how it felt. And I'd love to hear from you if you have this sensation as well inside of your body. But I wanted to address that. And I really want to say a strategy that helped me tremendously. When I was really suffering, in deep suffering, and I realized that I could not rely on my body or my mind at all for any type of soothing at all. I went to the place of, I'm not my body, I'm not my mind. And I felt that was a huge relief and help for me, so that these two entities could separate themselves and give me space inside of me. Even if I had to repeat it over and over again, it didn't matter. So I would love for you to try this. You can do it, as much as you need to. I'm not my body, I'm not my mind. Because I realize too that I'm so much more than just my mind and my body. I realized that my mind, it was a huge storyteller and creating all this fear and creating all this doubt and creating all this negativity and bad questions. So I know this sounds strange, but it's like, don't take your brain so seriously. Don't take your mind so seriously. It has all these thoughts and all these feelings, but you don't have to take them on. Just like watch them go by, like, oh, there's that thought again. But we get in trouble when we get attached to them. Just watch them go by, like, here you go again. Don't attach yourself to them, and they will feel lighter and you won't feel so anxious about them. So I found that just non-attachment to my thoughts, huge. So I hope you try that. I can't say enough good things about it. So I welcome your questions anytime. I felt it was better to try to do this over a video versus, I want to comment to everyone. And then I realized that, oh, this is going to be such a long answer because I want to give you an honest, deep answer versus just a vague one. So any questions you have, though, I will try to answer them either in the comment or do a video. And I just want to say, again, I hope everybody's starting to feel a little bit better. Anybody new to my channel, please know that this is, this is a process, and we'll get through it, and we'll work through this together. And I'm here for you, again, with any questions as well as comments. And if you could please like and subscribe. And if you know of anybody that's really suffering with any type of illness, and AFS or CFS, or there's so many S's now, please send them my way. I just want to help people to feel better. Again, if you could please like and subscribe, I'd so greatly appreciate it. Thank you so very much for listening. Please take care. Bye-bye.